Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. We made it to Thursday morning. My cats are fighting behind me because it's Thursday morning. Okay, we got one case today. It's a sob set. You might have seen it before. It was, I think, from the 15th. So we're a little late to the party on this one, but that's okay. We got there. We're fashionably late to this party. Wow. I better start before my cat starts screaming. Here we go.
Your Honor, as a living man, William Burton Wainwright, I come before this court with clean hands and good standing. I affirm that I have acted with honesty, integrity, and respect for the law throughout my dealings with the state of Colorado and its agents. I have filed a UCC-1 financing statement with the Colorado Secretary of State, which establishes my claim against the state of Colorado and its agents for any and all actions taken outside of their jurisdiction and judicial capacity. I seek remedy and equity without unnecessary conflict, while standing fully within my rights as a secured party of my own assets. I request this court to respect my good standing, recognize my clean hands, and consider my UCC filing as evidence of my claims. I'm open to resolving this matter amicably.
I'm going to put it out there that I have the cleanest hands here, because I wash them like 500 times a day. I'm gonna die on this hill.
But I will defend my rights if necessary. I request the court's assistance in finding a fair and equitable resolution to this case, 2024 CR 003. And that's it. Thank you.
We're set for motions hearing today. A couple things within what you said. I guess I need some clarification. One was, I think, you asking to go to trial, which we're already set for trial. But the second thing you asked for was some resolution without going to trial. And the only way I can be involved in that, right, is just giving you an opportunity to have a conversation with the district attorney if you're asking for a plea bargain.
I'll talk to him. Yes, I'd like to.
Okay. Mr. Ratner, are you open to that discussion? Okay. So how about if I just leave the room? You all can let us know at the clerk's office when you're ready.
Okay.
Okay. I'll turn. We're back on the record on Wainwright. Parties have returned. What's the status?
Should we take a guess on the status? You think the prosecutor is going to dismiss the case? Oh, thank you for the sunshine for 200 joules. Thank you so much.
At this point, the people plan to proceed to the motions hearing.
Okay. We are set for motions hearing today. Sounds like Mr. Ratner, you're ready. Mr. Wainwright, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I have one motion, I have two motions filed, but one motion that we need to address. A motion to suppress. It was filed November 17th. Everybody on the same page? That's the motion we're talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Ratner.
The people call Deputy Waters.
Okay. Come on up, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm under penalty of perjury the testimony and information you're about to give is?
I don't know if he does or doesn't, but please show the video, please, and show it so we can see it, please.
Is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, John.
Thank you. You may be seated. Mr. Ratner.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you please state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Michael Waters, Watters.
And what do you do for a living?
I work for the Elbert County Sheriff's Office, and I've been here, it'll be 7 years next month.
And what's your current assignment for the Elbert County Sheriff's Office?
I'm a patrol deputy.
And were you working in that capacity on January 5th, 2024?
Yes.
What happened at around 10:06 p.m.?
I observed a black Mercedes traveling southbound on County Road 29, south of County Road 194. I paced the vehicle at 70 And I would say I observed that the temporary tag on it was expired.
And you said at 78, what kind of speed zone was it?
50.
50, okay. And did it take any other actions?
Yes, so one of the corners, it cut the corner and crossed the WL line.
Okay. And did you initiate a traffic stop?
I did.
Did the black Mercedes pull over?
It did.
And where was this at?
It was just north of Sunset.
And did you contact the vehicle?
Yes, I did.
How many people were inside?
Just one.
And was it the driver?
Yes, the
And
driver.
Sorry?
Nope, good.
Do you see the driver here today?
Yes, I do.
And can you identify where he's sitting in an article of clothing?
To his right, and he has a black suit jacket on.
You're not asked that the record reflect the defendant has
Good enough. Guilty. End of story. Right, Bobby?
been identified.
It will, subject to cross-examination.
And did you speak with the driver?
I did.
Was his name Mr. Wainwright?
Yes,
And were you wearing body camera during this contact?
I was.
Was it activated?
Yes.
And Your Honor, for the record, I believe the previous Chief Deputy District Attorney, Ms. Wilson, did submit the court copies of Deputy Waters' body cam.
Yes.
Deputy, did you have a chance to review your report?
I did.
And about what time did you, and your body camera?
I did.
And what time did you make contact with Mr. Wainwright?
I can't recall the exact.
It was about 10:06, sound right?
Yeah.
Okay. And what did you say upon contacting him?
So I briefly spoke with him, asked him for his driver's license, registration and proof of insurance. After a split second, he brought up his phone, was trying to look for his insurance on it.
Okay. Did he say anything about his tags?
Yes, he admitted that he knew that his tags were expired and that he stated it was because he had just bought the vehicle.
And was the defendant holding anything in his hands?
Yes, he was holding his phone in his hand at the time.
Did you ask him if he had any documentation?
Yes, I asked him if he had his license.
What did he say?
People are getting pulled over and ticketed left, right, and center here for touching their cell phones while they're driving. I just feel in 2026 that an adult should know better by now than to text on your phone while you're driving. I feel like it's not like, oh, what? I'm not allowed to do that? But I was just using my navigation.
He said yes and produced a Caro state identification card.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him what was going on with his license. The defendant admitted, or Mr. Wainwright admitted, that he had just gotten out of prison and that he had paid for the reinstatement fee and wanted to show it to me on his phone.
And did he show you anything on his phone?
Yeah, it was just a payment to the DMV. It was a receipt for it.
Thank you so much for the flower, for the 30 Joules tea. Thank you so much.
Did he provide you with any other papers or documents?
He gave me the registration and it was like the title for the vehicle.
And was the defendant searching for anything on his phone?
Yes, he was looking for his insurance on his phone.
While he was doing that, did you have an opportunity to look inside the vehicle and observe anything?
I did.
And what did you observe?
I observed a wadded up piece of tinfoil in the center console and a couple pieces down by his feet.
That was his hat, sir. That was his hat. Why are you calling it a wadded up piece of tinfoil? That's rude. Hi, Crystal.
And why is that notable?
Because it's commonly used when somebody is using fentanyl. They use it, they burn it on the tinfoil to consume it.
In reviewing your body camera at about 10:09 p.m., you're heard saying something in your radio, Echo King 1. Do you recall that dispatch?
Yes. I asked for Deputy Clouser to start heading my way because I had observed the tinfoil in the vehicle.
And is that his call sign, Echo King 1?
Yes.
And when you called for Deputy Clouser, were you still at the defendant's vehicle?
Yes.
And why did you call for Deputy Clouser specifically?
Because he has a K9.
After you called for Deputy Clouser, we can see in the body cam that Mr. Wainwright hands you his phone. What did you see on the phone?
Honestly, at that time, I I can't remember which exact time it was, but one time it was for that DMV receipt. And he also showed me a copy of his insurance on his phone.
And was the defendant contending that he did have a valid license?
Yes,
Okay. And did you ask the defendant what he had gone to prison for?
I did.
What did he say?
He said it was for eluding and that he had just not stopped soon enough for cops, and he went to prison for that.
At any point, did he ask you what you would write him up for?
Yes.
And what did you say?
I believe I said I was the speeding and crossing the lines.
Did you ask the defendant to turn his vehicle off at any point?
Yes.
Why'd you do that?
Because I wanted to check with the title to make sure the VIN was correct on there. And so, because Mr. Wainwright admitted to me that he had a previous eluding charges, I didn't want him to run as well.
After collecting the VIN number, did you go back to your patrol vehicle?
I did.
At about what time was that?
I can't recall.
Does about 10:13 sound right?
Yes.
Okay. Did the defendant remain in his car when you went back?
Yes.
And once you're in your patrol vehicle, we can see at around 10:14 that you're holding the defendant's ID that he provided you. And you're talking to the radio. Do you recall that?
Yes.
What were you doing?
So I initially did a clearance of Mr. Wainwright, and it showed that he was revoked. And so once I observed that, I picked up the radio to have Douglas County Dispatch confirm it.
That he had a revoked license?
Yes.
And while you're waiting for dispatch to get back to you, we could also observe on your body camera that you're accessing, I think it's called a mobile terminal.
Yes.
What were you doing at this point?
So I was clearing Mr. Wainwright, and then I also was looking at his criminal history.
Okay. And why were you doing that?
To see if he had previous narcotic possession charges, anything like that.
Okay. And what did you learn during your research of his history?
I can't recall exactly what was on there.
Okay. And at some point while you're accessing your mobile terminal, is that when dispatch gets back to you about his license?
I can't remember when they exactly got to me about his license.
How long does it usually take dispatch to get back to you?
Anywhere between a minute, because they have to send off to the DMV to confirm it. So it could be a minute, could be 10 minutes. It just depends.
But at some point while you're in patrol vehicle, dispatch gets back to you and confirms that his license is revoked?
Yes.
And while you're in your patrol vehicle, did you notice anything about the defendant's vehicle?
Yes. It had started back up.
Okay. Did that cause you any concern?
Yes.
How come?
Because I've had numerous people after contacting them and they're sitting in their vehicle, they start getting nervous, and then that's when they can run, or when they do run sometimes.
Did Sergeant Whitlock show up on scene at any point?
Yes, he did.
At about what time?
I can't recall.
Does 10:23 sound correct?
Yes,
Did you speak with him?
I did.
About what?
I advised him of what I had observed and the reason that I had called for Deputy Clauser to start heading to the scene, and that I was worried about Mr. Wainwright leaving the scene.
And were spike strips placed under the defendant's car?
Yes.
How come?
Because,
Same reason?
Same reason.
Yeah. Okay. At about 10:25 in your body camera, we can see you examining the papers that the defendant provided you. Do you recall that?
At what time?
10:25?
Yes.
Okay. And were those the papers that you indicated earlier? I think you said registration.
It says registration and title, yeah.
Okay. And at around 10:28, we see you exit your patrol vehicle and reapproach the defendant. Why did you do that?
Because I wanted to go speak with him, because when I had first observed the insurance, it was like a basic overall coverage policy, not particular to the actual vehicle. And I wanted Sergeant Whitlock to put the spike strips under his tires too.
Okay. And when you contacted him, you were asking about his insurance policy?
Yes.
Did you do you recall telling him that it shows no insurance for that vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. Did the defendant start looking through his phone at that point for more insurance info?
Yes.
And while that was happening, did he express concerns to you about going to jail?
Yes, because he was worried because the second officer had pulled up.
And what did you say?
I said that, honestly, we'd work through it and everything. If anything, that he would just be getting the ticket for everything that I had observed at that time.
And you mentioned earlier seeing tinfoil in the car. On your second contact with Mr. Wainwright, What did you notice about the tinfoil, if anything?
That it was gone, that he had moved it.
Did you ask him about that?
Yeah.
And what did he say?
No.
And did you ask Mr. Wainwright to step out of the car at any point?
I did at that time.
How come?
For officer safety reasons, he had restarted the car. I knew Deputy Clauser was en route at the time or so quickly getting there. So I had him step out and was starting trying to speak with him then.
And where did you take him?
To the front of my patrol car.
Did you tell him anything? Did you tell him that you would write him a ticket?
Yeah, I would say if it was because I explained to him that his license was revoked and everything, and that if anything, he would get a ticket at the time. And I believe at that point, we were also talking about having the people he was staying with come to the scene so they could drive the vehicle home.
And what did you say to that? Did you agree to that?
Yeah,
Okay. After that, did you go back to your patrol vehicle?
I did.
And why did you do that?
To start writing Mr. Wainwright a ticket.
And was this at about 10:32 or 33 p.m.?
Yes,
And in fact, in your body cam, we can see you're writing up the ticket, correct?
correct.
And the ticket was for a revoked license in addition to the speeding.
Yes.
What was happening as you were writing the ticket?
Deputy Clauser arrived on scene.
Okay. And what did he do?
Performed an open air sniff around Mr. Wainwright's vehicle.
And was that with his canine dog, Rico?
Yes.
And his canine, Rico, to your knowledge, what kind of drugs is he trained to detect?
I'm not sure exactly which ones, but fentanyl, meth, heroin that I know of, but not marijuana.
Okay.
I feel hopeful we're going to see the video, though I don't know. Because, I mean, why would they talk about the body-worn camera so much in court and then not show the body-worn camera? But I also feel like if we see it, we're just going to see it behind his head on that TV right there, which is a lot bigger than other TVs that we see. So we might see something. We'll hear it, probably, hopefully.
And as far as you know, he's a trained and certified dog to conduct those type of inspections, correct?
Yes.
Did Deputy Clauser notify you about the results of Rico's open air sniff?
Yes, he heard over the radio that there's a positive alert on the vehicle.
And about what time did you learn that?
I can't recall the time.
Does 10:33 at 49 seconds sound about right?
Yes.
Okay. And did you continue writing the defendant's ticket?
Yes, just for a brief amount of time.
Did you exit your vehicle at around 10:35?
Yes.
And you had the ticket at that point printed out?
So I didn't have the ticket printed out. It was a handwritten summons. After a minute, I stopped writing the summons so I could go speak with Mr. Wainwright. I heard, I wouldn't say a commotion, but a commotion between him and Deputy Clauser, and that's when I exited my vehicle.
A shenanigan?
You say commotion?
I'd say one of them was upset, so I went to speak with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you stopped writing the summons and you proceeded to go see what the commotion was about?
Yes.
Okay. And did you also make a decision at that point that the car would be searched?
Yes.
And did you explain that to the defendant?
I did.
What did he say?
I asked him if there was anything inside the vehicle. He said yes. I asked him what was in the vehicle. He admitted to a meth pipe, and he said that there was opioid pills inside there. And I clarified and asked him if he meant blues, which is a street name for counterfeit blue M30 fentanyl pills. And he said yes.
After making those statements, did you place him in handcuffs?
I didn't.
How come?
Because it takes at least two of us to search a vehicle. It's our common practice. So Deputy Clauser and I would search the vehicle, and we didn't want Sergeant Whitlock to be there by himself worrying about the defendant. So just for officer safety reasons.
Did you place the defendant into a patrol vehicle?
Yes.
And did you and Deputy Clauser then search his vehicle?
Yes.
What did you find in your search?
So throughout the search, we found an overall total of 1.11 grams of counterfeit blue M30 fentanyl pills, 0.57 grams of methamphetamine, presumptive positive methamphetamine, and 2 tabs of LSD. There was, I believe, 2 glass pipes with burnt residue in it. There's numerous pieces of burnt tinfoil inside the vehicle and a .22 caliber pistol.
Were there any rounds in the pistol?
Yes.
Okay. At that point, did you transport the defendant to the jail here?
Yes.
Thank you.
Cross-examination.
How you doing? Speaking of which, when the time you came to the car, I need to clarify you said you saw tinfoil at my feet, right?
Yes.
And we forgot to mention on the body cam, which shows that I told you, I said, yes. I looked down and I said, you're right. They're Hershey wrappers, candy wrappers. You can't smoke methamphetamine off Hershey wrappers. And that was your initial probable cause. That's the first thing you asked.
Excuse me, sir. You can smoke meth on anything if you're brave enough.
Me if I
Founding father Abraham Lincoln said that.
remember correctly. Is that not right?
So I asked about the center console piece, and that's when you said no. And then you said, so I can't.
No about the gun or weapon. Well, you're confusing me now. Let me clarify this. When you first came to the car, you pointed to my feet and you said, there's aluminum foil there. What's that? Did you not? Because, I mean, I got the body cam to show this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I said there's pieces by your
Right.
feet.
And I told him, I said, that's Hershey candy wrappers.
You got to let him finish.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
So there's pieces of tinfoil at your feet, and then there's the one in the center console. And so I asked you about the piece in the center console.
Okay. And I said, no.
Yes.
Okay. But you initially asked me about what was at my feet, and I answered you, right? And I told you they were Hershey. You could see the wrappers had Hershey little papers inside of them.
I can't recall if they had those at it.
Okay.
Hershey one
All right.
or not.
Okay. Well, we'll move on. As far as when you told me to turn the car off, it was wintertime. It was like January the 6th. It was cold. I was trying to find a place to pull over. And when I did pull over, it was snow. I was worried about going in a ditch, and it was cold. Was it not?
Yes, it was.
Okay. I explained to you, trying to, stand honest and be honest with you that when I'm contacted, I had to say that I've been in prison and that, as far as my license was concerned, everything I told you was correct. Was it not?
I'm not sure because you said that you had paid the reinstatement fee, but still had your driver's license.
But I gave you the ID with my ID and my driver's license number on the ID and said I paid the reinstatement fee, but I haven't gone in to clarify to get the actual hard copy. I didn't know that they had revoked me, and I explained that to you. So it's on your body cam.
And objection, defendant's testifying.
Yeah. So you just have to ask questions.
Okay.
You ask a question.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. We'll move on. So when you came back to the car after you had me out of the car, when you opened the door and your body cam showing inside of the car, there's no tinfoil to be seen on your body cam at the middle console. I'm not sure I know what you're talking about. Can you tell me what you saw, what you think you saw?
Which time? Could you clarify? Sorry.
When you got me out of the car, after you pulled me out of the car,
Yeah.
and you brought me around the back or in front of your car, behind my car, and Sergeant Whitlock was standing with me. You went to the car and you opened the door. I guess you and Deputy Clauser were going to search it, right? Mm-hmm. So when you open the car door, your camera is shining right into the car, and it shows there's nothing in view there. I'm not so sure I understand about the tinfoil that was hanging out of the console.
Testimony.
Thanks to the form of the question. Just ask your question.
Okay. All right. So what do you think you saw when your body cam is showing something else?
And the first contact?
No. When you got me out of the car.
So at that time, that's what I'm saying is my initial one I see.
Sir, once you got me out of the car, when you came back to the car and I was out of the car, you opened the door on your body cam. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I submitted this on my motion. It doesn't show anything. I'm asking you what you saw.
I can't remember exactly what I saw.
Okay. Moving on, Your Honor. So after you got me out of the car and I'm standing in the back and you're inside your car. I also saw on your body cam that you were writing a ticket or starting to write a ticket book. What I saw was you flipping the ticket book like this. And then when Deputy Clouser shows up, the ticket book gets thrown onto the seat. You weren't really writing a ticket at all, were you?
I was at that time when Deputy Clouser, so I got in my car and Deputy Clouser came up and went to do the open air sniff. At that time, I was starting to write the ticket.
Okay. Well, I must have saw something different. Anyway, after this, you had me out of the back of the car and you got back out of the car because you said there was a conflict between me and Deputy Whitlock. Is that what you say?
No, I believe it was Deputy Clouser.
Oh, okay. And so what I saw on the body cam was Deputy Clouser and the dog coming by, and I think I had to ask, it wasn't a conflict, but I asked, where did the dog, because the dog was whining in the car. It needed to use the bathroom.
Objection, there's no question.
Sustained. You can't testify. You'll have an opportunity to testify if you want to, but this is not your opportunity.
Okay, all right.
This is, you get to ask questions. He has to answer
Okay, so when Deputy Clouser, you say that I and Deputy Clouser were in front of your car, right?
Yes.
It was not Sergeant Whitlock.
Sergeant Whitlock was there too.
But who was, for the record, who was I supposedly having a conflict with?
I believe it was you and Deputy Clouser. That's why I was writing the ticket and I heard you two talking and somebody got upset.
Okay.
I don't know which one was my favorite. I can't remember which one was my favorite. But the couple that I liked the most, I think his name might have been Cruz. And I can't remember her name. She was blonde. And that's all I remember. But I loved it. I just can't remember any of it.
That's not what I saw on the body cam. But anyway, moving on. So after this supposedly interaction with me and I'm going to say Sergeant Whitlock because I believe that's what I saw. But anyway, you came out and then Deputy Clouser gets out with the dog and then they proceed to do the open air snitch. Is that correct?
No.
No, that's not how that happened.
No. So I'm going to say, so the conflict and everything happened after Deputy Clouser aired on the radio that there's a positive alert on the vehicle. And I was still in there writing the ticket.
Okay. All right. So when did Deputy Clouser exit with the canine?
Prior to me entering the vehicle to start writing the ticket.
And then he walked by me and did it look to you that the dog went by my car or did what it had to do quickly? And then I asked where the dog went. Did you see me ask? It couldn't have been Deputy Clouser because he was doing the open air snitch, so it had to been Sergeant Whitlock, right?
I'm not sure because
okay. I heard. So what I'm getting at is that when the dog did the open air sniff, I want to make and put on the record that this dog was in pain, and I asked where was it going?
Sustained.
Okay, all right. Did you realize the dog had to go and use the restroom, if you will?
No.
No, you didn't. You don't remember me asking anyone where did the dog go?
I don't remember that.
Don't remember that? No. Okay. Because that's on the record as well. Okay. Well,
I said, yeah, the dog had to use the restroom, so this guy must be very innocent.
Moving on, let's see. So after the open air sniff, and you put me in the car because you decided to search the car, right?
Right.
Okay. So when you and Deputy Clouser are searching the car, not Sergeant Whitlock, right?
I don't believe Sergeant Whitlock searched it.
And so it's just you and Deputy Clouser?
Yeah.
Okay. And which side of the car were you on?
So I started at the driver's side.
Okay. And where did Deputy Clouser start?
The passenger side.
Passenger side. Okay. And at this time, your body cameras, I got to ask, because I mean, I searched through this and I see a lot of the seat with the camera. I don't see where anything at all came from.
Okay.
Is that, do you recall like having your camera seat and then stuff like that? Because I mean, that's what I saw. How did you say you were, did you let the camera see what you were finding?
Eventually when I found stuff, yes.
You did? You showed where it came from?
We took pictures. But so while I'm searching, I'd have to search sitting up like this to try and find anything. So
You were sitting in my car?
I was kneeling in the car, yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure at one point, yes.
But when you have your body cam on, you don't, it's supposed to show like what your hands are doing, right?
What could you say?
I said, when you're searching a vehicle, your body cam is supposed to, for a record, it's supposed to show what your hands are doing, right?
It depends on where it's aligned to. So where my body alignment.
Camera's there for both of us, right? And it's safe to say. But I'm asking you, were you not trying to preserve the evidence with this fact that your body camera's on and running?
It was on and running.
Okay. All right. I'll move on past that because we'll visit that later. But what I have an issue with is these body cams. Why did you and Deputy Clouser feel the need to tamper with them and to shut the sound off?
Because we're allowed to shut the sound off when we're not in contact with you.
During a search?
Your Honor, objection relevance.
Sustained.
Wait a minute now. I'm asking a valid question here. You're allowed to turn the cameras off? Is that lawful?
Objection relevance.
Okay. All right. So these cameras, they're on you for your protection and for also me, correct?
Correct.
Okay. When you are trained to use these cameras, how is that? Do they train you in search with the camera on?
Objection relevance.
Okay. When you found the evidence, so said the alleged evidence that you found in my car, you used the body cam for pictures. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, we use our department issued cell phones. And then, so we take a picture and then we upload it into our evidence as well.
Okay. I don't know if I got those. Maybe I saw them. I'm not sure. I got the video, but I didn't get that. Okay. So when Deputy Clouser's on the other side of the car, he stands up on the other side of the car. And did you see when he stood up what he raised and said, "Look what I found"? Do you remember him saying that?
I can't recall. I'd have to look at it.
Okay. So when he did this, I assumed that he was acting in his capacity the right way to search. Did Deputy Clouser have gloves on?
I can't recall if he did at that time.
Okay. Did you have gloves on?
I don't know.
Objection relevance.
Sustained.
Why? Okay.
So the folks in the gallery, you can't comment. So you can either stay and be quiet or you can leave. It's up to you.
Okay.
And you can watch on live stream if you'd like.
Well, okay. Excuse the court for our interruption. I excuse the court for my.
Go ahead. That's okay. Go ahead.
So, I can't ask if you had gloves on or not. Is that not a valid question?
It's not relevant.
It's not relevant. Okay. So after this, after. All right. That's all, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Redirect.
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You can step down.
Thank you.
Any other witnesses, Mr. Ratner?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Wainwright, any witnesses you'd like to call?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
There's none.
I told you when we were talking about asking questions that you can't, I made some comment about you can't testify.
Okay.
You have a right to testify. You have a right not to testify. That decision is yours and yours alone. When I made that comment, it was really about during cross-examination, you can't testify. If you want to testify, you can. I'll put you under oath. That's what that comment was, right? So I don't want
I'm
to
sorry,
make it
yeah.
seem like, that's okay. No, I'm really correcting an error that I made when I said you can't testify, right? Because you can. So you have a right to testify at this hearing too. I don't want you to think that you can't. So if you want to call witnesses, including your own self, you can do that. Okay. So do you have any witnesses you want to call?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Argument.
I'll stay with my Fifth Amendment. So
That's fine. I just didn't want my statement to you during
Yes, ma'am.
our colloquy to be misleading about what today was.
I understand.
Okay. Mr. Ratner, argument.
Your Honor, I'll be brief. What we have here is a valid stop. Deputy Waters observed the defendant commit multiple traffic violations, including speeding 70 and a 50 with expired temp tag. So this was a valid stop, and he properly pulled him over. When he did, he approached the vehicle. He asked the defendant for documentation to include insurance, registration, the typical documentation asked of drivers when they're pulled over. While he was doing this, he did observe tinfoil in the car, which did raise concerns for Deputy Waters, and he immediately called for Deputy Klauser. And I think it could be heard on the body cam. He called for Echo King 1, which Deputy Waters identified as Deputy Klauser's call sign. While Deputy Klauser was heading to the scene, Deputy Waters continued asking the defendant about his documentation. It was observable on the body camera that the defendant was also showing him things on his phone, looking for things on his phone. So Deputy Waters was at this point continuing his investigation of the various traffic violations that he had observed. At one point, Deputy Waters goes back to his patrol vehicle with multiple paper documents that the defendant provided him. When he's in the vehicle, he calls dispatch and asks them to run a check on the defendant's license. While he's waiting for that, he's looking at the defendant's criminal history and other records. I would cite for the court People v. Rodriguez, 945 P. 2nd at 1360, for the proposition that an officer may also run a computer check for outstanding warrants, so long as this procedure does not unreasonably extend the duration of the temporary detention. And People v. Chavez Barragan, 379 P. 3rd at 335 to 336, where the Supreme Court states that during a traffic stop, an officer may verify a motorist's license, check vehicle registration, and issue a ticket or warning. So Deputy Waters is doing all this. Sergeant Whitlock arrives on scene. Deputy Waters notices that the defendant has turned his car on, which, given the defendant's prior statement about eluding, does cause Deputy Waters concerns. He and Sergeant Whitlock talk about what to do, and they decide to place spike strips under the car. There is some discrepancy about the insurance information. It wasn't specific to the vehicle that the defendant was driving. Deputy Waters reapproaches the defendant, asks him to clarify what's going on with his insurance. So at this point, he's still continuing with his investigation of the traffic matters that the defendant was pulled over. Deputy Waters asks the defendant to step out of the vehicle. He's not in handcuffs at this point. Deputy Klauser shows up on scene. At this point, Deputy Waters goes to his vehicle, and we can see him writing the ticket as the open air sniff is being conducted. Your Honor, under the case law, and obviously then we get the positive alert. Under the case law, this was not an unreasonably prolonged detention from the moment that the defendant was contacted to the time that Deputy Waters started writing the ticket. It was 25 minutes. And at that point, Deputy Waters did receive notification about the open air, about RICO alerting to the presence of possible drugs in the car, which gave Deputy Waters at that point probable cause to search the vehicle for drugs. I have nothing further unless the court has any questions.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Wainwright. Oh, I'm sorry, before you begin. Mr. Ratner, are you asking for the body cam to be an exhibit?
Yes.
Any objection?
No.
Okay. So that'll be People's, I don't know how it was marked. when you brought it? Was it People's?
Miss Wilson brought it in. I'm not sure.
Okay. I'll just call it People's 1. Go ahead, Mr. Wainwright.
Yes, Your Honor, to clarify the fact of the body cams, in my response to the motion, you can see that I've taken out the sections that back up my motion, and they're in a jump drive there with the clerk. They're filed. So I'd like those put on the record as well, is what I'm trying to say.
I'm not following what you're asking.
When I came and filed the motion,
I've read your motion.
The response, well, there's 2 motions. When I filed the response, it was hard for me to put video. So I put it on a jump drive and I brought it and registered it with the clerk's office.
Okay.
It's on the jump drive.
I don't know that I received your jump drive, but I wouldn't necessarily have received a jump drive if it was the same body cam.
Yes, ma'am, it was. It was taken from what Miss Wilson had sent me in the discovery.
Okay. So the body cam that was submitted to the court, is yours different or is it the same?
No, it's the same one.
It's the same.
But it's been
Okay.
taken out and shown that my argument, what I'm fixing to state right now, it's going to show I have certain things that I don't agree with, and that will be my argument now.
Okay, so
It's listed on the motion itself. It's listed down here, such as it's listed as exhibits, and to give it to you, I couldn't give the video snippets as exhibits written down. I gave them as video.
okay, so I think what you're telling me is you took what Ms. Wilson submitted,
Yes,
as the
ma'am.
body cam, which I reviewed, and you all are asking to be an exhibit, and you've taken parts of that to highlight your
Yes,
point of
ma'am.
view. Got it. So you didn't alter the video.
Oh, ma'am.
Right, I see what you're saying. Okay, go ahead.
And so that's been filed with the clerk. I'd like that to be put on the record if there's no objections.
So I think what you're asking is for that to be as an exhibit.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm not sure if Mr. Ratner, if you've seen that or if you object.
If it's from the body camera, I don't have an objection. I haven't seen anything though.
Okay. I don't know that this was before the first motions hearing. Yep. Okay, we'll go and make sure that I have that. I don't recall viewing it, but also I probably wouldn't have if it was labeled body cam and I received 2 body cam. I would have only reviewed 1.
Okay,
So-
it's on a jump drive. It's a Chrome that says HP on it, and I instead of making 2 copies and bringing one to Miss Wilson's office, I just left the 1 copy with the clerk.
Got it.
All right.
Okay, so we'll make sure.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And we'll do that before you leave today.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
My argument here is my response. At 10 p.m., Deputy Waters approached the driver's door. 10:06, excuse me, I'll change that. 10:06 p.m., Deputy Waters approached the defendant's driver's door, or Mr. Wainwright's driver's door, and contacted the defendant. Deputy Waters observed wadded tinfoil sticking out of the center console, smaller pieces on the floorboard by the defendant's feet. These items caused Deputy Waters to be concerned as they are indicative to drug use and possession. Deputy Waters called for Deputy Clouser to respond as he covered the car. Deputy Waters asked the defendant if he had weapons in his car, and the defendant stated no, but looked towards the center console. He also asked the judge if he had drugs in the car, and the defendant said no. Deputy Waters returned to his vehicle to run the temporary plates and check the defendant for his clearance purposes. He learned the defendant's license was revoked at 10:22, was running, at 10:22, Deputy Waters returned to the defendant's car and noted it was running, which concerned him that the defendant may be planning to leave. He also saw that the foil in the center console cup was missing. Sergeant Whitlock had arrived by this time. Deputy Waters informed the defendant that his license was revoked and he was going to be given a summons for that. Deputy Whitlock remained at the defendant's vehicle, and Deputy Waters returned to his vehicle and prepared the summons. Before Deputy Waters had completed the traffic summons. Deputy Clowes arrived at 10:30 p.m. The defendant was removed from the vehicle, and Deputy Clowes deployed K9 Rico, who positively alerted the scent of narcotics in the defendant's car. 10:33. So I guess those times are all lining up. The video is time-stamped, if I remember correctly, so I'll leave it to that. In response to the defendant's, my argument is this. The defendant was properly stopped with a traffic violation. Deputy Waters was investigating the traffic violation as well as the defendant's driver's status. While Deputy Waters had concerns that the vehicle may contain drugs due to observations of tinfoil, he did not conduct a search. He requested K9 car respond to the scene. No search occurred of the defendant's vehicle until after the K9 alerted to the scent of illegal narcotics. Once that occurred, the officers had probable cause to search the vehicle. Rico is a drug detection dog trained to do these things. Okay, the defendant mentions that that the stop was prolonged. However, the facts of this case demonstrate that, it was a process and it was traffic as Deputy District Attorney Ratner says. Everything stands, and he used different terms or case law beside Miss Wilson. Miss Wilson used Illinois versus Cabela's. It's like a federal case, stating that the conduct is appropriate and necessary. There was no retroactive justification for the search that occurred on this case. There was probable cause for the search of the vehicle. As far as this is what was answered. My argument is that these things that happened to me are not as what I submitted my video. Deputy Whitlock had called and turned the traffic stop into an investigation before he went back to his car. So what I'm getting at is that time starts. I mean, Unit 3 head this way is what he was saying. And that's while he was at my car. I remember him saying this. And so Unit 3 is Deputy Clouser. So when he's at my car, before he ever goes back to his car to run the information, he already turns it into a drug investigation. That's what I'm having a problem with. So he initiated a drug investigation before he ever went back to run my name and get this information back from the 10 minutes or whatever it was, or 2 minutes, whatever it was from the dispatch. And so with that being the case, if that time starts, he's if you look at the body cams that I have, it shows that there was a lot of time there. And he when he went back to his car, he was flipping through the ticket book. He wasn't writing my ticket. He was prolonging the traffic stop. And therefore, I have a problem with that as well. And I'm trying to be respectful about this, but I'm seeing something different in the video. And maybe it's my perception. I don't know. But what I do know is that I went over it. No, you told me to go and study, and I went over it, and I did the best that I could. I'm really not. I know that I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing, but you know what? I think it needs to be put on the record that there's a lot of defects in this case, and the discrepancies are as stands. And that's all, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ratner. Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay. So I heard Mr. Wainwright say he's not necessarily disputing the stop, but I'm going to address it anyway. An officer is able to stop people, especially in traffic, when there's a reasonable, in anything, make contact, when there's a reasonable suspicion that an offense has occurred. The officer has to be able to articulate a specific basis for the stop. Here, the stop occurs. Deputy Waters stops Mr. Wainwright because he's going 70 in a 50. Deputy Waters believes that Mr. Wainwright has expired plates, and Deputy Waters observes Mr. Wainwright cross a double yellow line. So he initiates a traffic stop. Mr. Wainwright stops. When he's contacted, Deputy Waters tells Mr. Wainwright why he's contacting him, and in response, Mr. Wainwright explains he knows the tags are expired, says he just bought the vehicle. And there's some colloquy about an ID. Deputy Waters asked for his driver's license and proof of insurance. Any testimony necessarily from Deputy Waters about the stop time, but it's about a little bit after 10 o'clock. And after this conversation, at about 10:13, there's a call. Deputy Waters airs over the radio for the canine to come and respond. This is where I think that Mr. Wainwright has an issue. What his challenge is to this is that it went from a traffic stop to some kind of a investigation. There's really no line. There's no delineation there, but the issue for the court, the legal issue for the court to determine is sometime later. It's not at that moment, which Mr. Wainwright has an issue with, so I'm going to explain why it's not at that moment. Deputy Waters calls for a canine because he sees what he thinks is tinfoil that's commonly used for smoking fentanyl. He sees that in the center console and at Mr. Wainwright's feet. Mr. Wainwright, not only during the stop, but also somewhat in his argument, doesn't dispute that tinfoil was there, but says that during the investigation or during the stop, Mr. Wainwright tells Deputy Waters those are Hershey's Kisses. So to search a vehicle, there has to be probable cause. Well, there's a lot of exceptions to vehicles, right? But at this point, only to answer Mr. Wainwright's concern, which legally the court doesn't need to because it's a bit of a red herring. We're going down a place that I don't need to make findings, but I'm going to do some explanation. In some ways, Deputy Waters at this stage is giving Mr. Wainwright the benefit by calling for a canine because he has probable cause at that point to search the car. He didn't need to call for the canine. It doesn't matter if those wrappers were actually Hershey's Kisses wrappers or was tinfoil used for the purposes of drugs. Based upon the totality of the circumstances, which wasn't litigated, right? Which is why I'm not making legal findings on this specific issue. I am only making this record, Mr. Wainwright, for you. If Deputy Waters had searched the car at that point, it's likely, or at least possible, that there could have been a proper record made that search was legal based upon the observations so far. Deputy Waters does not search the vehicle at that stage. He calls for a canine. Deputy Waters returns to his car, learns that Mr. Wainwright's license is revoked. This is at about 10:22. Sergeant arrives around that same time, and the sergeant and Deputy Waters notice that Mr. Wainwright has started his car. Again, this is sort of another red herring, irrelevant to this motions hearing. Mr. Wainwright says, because it was cold, I can see in the body-worn camera, it was cold outside. There's some conversation about it being cold. They put spikes under the front of the car just to make sure Mr. Wainwright had been, that colloquy about not having a license or having an ID and getting reinstated. Mr. Wainwright had shared with Deputy Waters that he had been in prison. That's why he had an ID, and that he was in prison for eluding. So Deputy Waters had some concerns, the fact that the car turned back on, and they put spikes under just so that Mr. Wainwright doesn't leave the scene, and he doesn't try to. That's why this is a red herring. It's not important. But that happens at around 10:20, between 10:22 and 10:28. Deputy Waters then has a conversation with Mr. Wainwright about being revoked, and that he's going to start writing a summons. Mr. Wainwright does have some concern because Sergeant Whitlock has arrived, and Mr. Wainwright's concerned he's going to be arrested. And Deputy Waters says, well, let me finish my investigation, something to that effect, and if we can get you out of here with a revoked license, that's what we're going to do. And we'll see what happens. He tells him it's likely that someone might need to come pick up the car, and Mr. Wainwright, as I recall, is making some phone calls or is permitted to make some phone calls. There's some discussion, he gets out of the car, and some of that is because Deputy Waters is concerned that Mr. Wainwright might try and drive away. Deputy Waters starts writing a ticket for the revoked license and no proof of insurance. There's some discussion about that. During that time, Deputy Clauser arrives. There's really almost no dispute. It's sometime between 10:28 and 10:33 when the positive alert occurs. That's 5 minutes. Deputy Waters is in his car at 10:28 writing a ticket. Mr. Wainwright argues, and maybe proper cross-examination at trial may not be relevant. I don't know. Deputy Wainwright argues that, Mr. Wainwright argues that Deputy Waters is not actually writing a ticket. He's just delaying. There's no evidence that supports that, but even if that were the case, any delay, the court has to consider whether or not it is an unreasonable delay. And it's between 10:28 and 10:33, which is 5 minutes. So it's a reasonable time for writing a summons, number one, but also, number two, even if I accept what Mr. Wainwright is asking me to accept, that Deputy Waters is simply waiting for the canine to arrive, it's not an unreasonable delay. I'm not accepting that argument. I'm not making that finding. I'm saying even if I did. With that being said, the canine alerts positive and the search of the vehicle occurs. So I started to talk to Mr. Wainwright about probable cause to search. There are a lot of different exceptions in automobile searches. One of those is probable cause, right? Probable cause to search, just like it would be probable cause to search a person. In this particular case, there was probable cause to search. There was probable cause to search really upon seeing what Deputy Waters believed to be the tinfoil used for fentanyl use, along with some the other information that was provided during the stop. The canine sniff, open air sniff, is not a search. I think that's conceded. I don't think there's a dispute about that from anybody. And there's no I didn't hear a dispute from Mr. Wainwright about the canine open air sniff at all, other than he thought it shouldn't have occurred, or that it was an unreasonable delay. Again, it was less than 5 minutes. So coupling the positive alert with Deputy Waters' observations, there was probable cause to search the car. So because there was reasonable suspicion for the stop in the first place, probable cause for the search was not an unreasonable delay. The court denies the motion to suppress the stop and the search. There wasn't really much argument about statements, but I'm going to make findings regarding statements that were made because there were statements that were made. Those statements were made prior to Mr. Wainwright being placed in handcuffs. He was placed in handcuffs before the canine search before the canine sniff and the search of the car. And he was placed in the back of a patrolled car, but there was no testimony about any statements that were made after that point. There was testimony about statements that were made upon contact. Some statements about, I know why you stopped me. I know my tags are expired. I just bought the vehicle. I went to prison for eluding. Those were all in response to investigatory questions, and Mr. Wainwright was not in custody. The test is to determine whether a reasonable person in the suspect's position would believe himself to be deprived of his freedom of action to the degree associated with a formal arrest. This was a traffic stop, and that's how it began. The court must consider a totality of the circumstances, and I'm doing that in making those findings. There was a point in time when Mr. Wainwright was asked to step out and stand in the front of the car. There were some statements that were made in the body worn camera during that time where there's some discussion about, again, I hope I'm not going to prison, I'm on parole, I have to report this contact. I didn't hear those statements. I'm not sure that they're necessarily an issue, but that's still not, Mr. Wainwright was not in custody at that point. The court has to also consider whether or not the statements were voluntary. And in order to determine whether or not statements were voluntary, the court has to consider the conduct of the officer and the totality of the circumstances. Deputy Waters was contacting Mr. Wainwright in uniform with a police car marked. He didn't draw his weapon. His badge was shown. There were, at some point, there was 3 officers and a dog. The officers were conversational. There was some discussion about some disagreement between one of the officers, either Sergeant Whitlock or Deputy Clauser, that Deputy Waters didn't hear. And those statements from that disagreement those weren't introduced, and the court's not sure that there were any statements after that, but there was at least that. All of the statements that were addressed here today were prior to that interaction. I've already talked about it was a short encounter. Initially, Mr. Wainwright's movement was not restricted other than to the degree of a traffic stop. He couldn't leave. He was asked to get out of the car at one point and then was placed into handcuffs and put into a patrol car. But the statements that I've talked about, that I heard about in testimony, was prior to that. And Mr. Wainwright's will was not overborne by the action of the officers. So for all those reasons, the statements that were made were voluntary and not in violation of Miranda. I think that addresses the concerns raised in the motion. Mr. Wainwright, do you need any points of clarification or anything you think I missed?
Yes, ma'am. It was, excuse me. Yes, ma'am. I did file a response to Ms. Wilson's motions, and that's where the snippets from the Discovery body cam video.
I do.
Okay, yes, ma'am. And so
I did watch it. Once I saw it reminded me, I did watch it.
okay, well, then the clarification of the totality of the circumstances. I need clarification because I filed a second motion and answered that, and I'm assuming you read that too. You read the second motion?
I've read everything that you filed.
Okay.
So I'm not sure which one you're referring to.
The second motion was the answer to their Miss Wilson's original motion. Pretty much what you're ruling on the first motion, you're denying. So I answered and clarified it. Are you considering the second motion?
So that's all one, but yes.
Okay.
So you filed your motion to suppress on November 17th. The people responded on November 24th, and then you replied on December 8th.
Yes,
Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, all the same. That's all wrapped up in the same.
So you're going to use these as one motion, both of them mine? You're going to rule on them as one?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So clarification, yeah, there's the video shows that I don't agree with it because it's video, and video is showing one thing, and Deputy Waters is stating on his examination from the district attorney something different. And I entered it in evidence. I guess I don't need any clarification, Your Honor. I guess I'll just have to, the totality of the circumstances, at my feet, the tinfoil, you said, I told him that there was Hershey wrappers, and there was obviously Hershey wrappers because that's what it shows on the video. So he says there's something else like another tinfoil. I need clarification because I think probable cause would have been his first tinfoil at my feet, and I explained to him that it was Hershey wrappers, and it shows that on the video. And as I was trying to get from Deputy Waters, there was nothing there in the middle console when he showed up with his bike. There was nothing in there. That's why I said I don't know what you're talking. Where? It's I said no because it wasn't there, and so he had probable cause to search, is what you're saying.
So I'm not being asked to make that finding because that's not how it happened, right? I think that a record could have been made at that point, which again, I only made that comment so you understood the next part of the ruling.
Okay.
Yeah. I am not making that finding because that's not how the facts played out. He didn't search your car based on that. Could Mr. Ratner have made a record? He probably could have. I don't know, right? Because he didn't, and I can't speculate. I am answering the question you asked about what if it was just Hershey's wrappers, and my answer to you in your argument is it doesn't matter because Deputy Waters thought it might have been used for drug paraphernalia. He was giving you that benefit of the doubt. Let's get a canine over here, and if it doesn't alert, then we're good to keep moving, arguably, right?
Okay. And so the second part that I said about the dog, that on the video, the dog was in pain. It was pretty much, it would pretty much do anything to go use the bathroom. That's why I asked where it went. And I would like that to be part of the record because that was. It's in the
video and you made your argument.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough, Yana. That's all. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Any points of clarification, Mr. Ratner? Anything you think I missed?
I got it.
All right. There was another motion, Mr. Wainwright, that you filed that's based in contract. There's really nothing for me to rule on. It's more of a statement of your belief that this is a contract case. It's not. It's a criminal case.
Okay.
So I'm not ruling on that one way or the other. We are set.
The UCC? You're talking about the UCC filing?
I am.
All right.
Yeah. We're set for pretrial readiness August 3rd at 1:30. That can be by WebEx. You're welcome to come in person.
Okay.
Your Honor, in the hopes of reaching a disposition in this case, would Your Honor mind if I step out with the defendant for 5 minutes?
Sure.
Chat with him, and we'll see if we can resolve this.
Sure, that's fine. Yeah, I'll wait for you.
The prison. What I suggest.
Let's try again.
Mr. Wainwright was arrested on January 6, 2024. It looks like he bonded out on December 9th, 2024. So he has 11 months of credit. What I suggested to Mr. Wainwright was that he pleads guilty to a DF2, 90 days jail as a condition of probation with credit for those 90 days, 2 years probation with drug and alcohol treatment. I explained to him that if the probation officer revoked him, he would have to come back to court, where whether he's revoked or not would be up to this court. But at that point, he would be subject to the penalties of a DF2.
Okay. And you're just asking if I would accept a plea of a DF2 or if I would accept a plea of probation?
Well, I believe he's saying credit for time served. I spent 335 days here. It was almost a whole year, and I statutory my parole out of the jail. I stayed even from the 8th to the 13th, for the record, and they kept me from the 8th to the 13th after my statutory had completed.
I'm stopping you only because it's starting to get into some negotiations, right? So
okay, all right,
if the question before me is whether or not I would accept a plea to a DF2 It could be an open sentence, right? And you could argue that. Or are you asking, will I accept a plea to the DF2 with probation? I'm just clarifying what you're asking me.
Not open sentence, probation.
You're asking for
I'm
probation.
going to be quiet. I'm going to let Mr. Ratner go ahead and say what he has to say, because I understand what he's asking, and we're waiting for you to clarify if that's okay with you.
In speaking with Mr. Wainwright, I know he wants to avoid an open sentence, so I suggested to him 90 days with credit. For those 90 days, 2 years probation and drug treatment. That would be the disposition.
Okay, and so you're asking me, would I accept a plea to a DF2 and a probation sentence?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Wainwright, is that also what you're asking?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I would.
Okay.
So if you want to work out those terms,
Yes.
we've got some time this morning if you want to do that.
I would just rather I'd rather do it after court, if that's all, on the phone. I have to do a couple more things. Have you done that?
Would the court be willing to set this on the next docket day as a disposition date? And
For sure, we can get it done by then. Have a couple of things I gotta clarify.
I think July 6th is the next docket day.
So I think we have time on the 6th, or we can do it this afternoon. If you don't want to do it like right now, if you want to come back like later today, that's fine too. Save you a trip.
Back on the docket, and I have to confer, I have to talk with someone else. If you just give me the time, it'll be really quick. When we get back on the docket on July the 6th, you said, was our next one?
Yeah, we can either do it this afternoon at 1:30
July 6th.
or on July 6th.
Okay, if we're doing July 6th, it'll be quick, Your Honor, I promise.
But
I'll have it quick.
it can be quick or not quick. It's the regular docket, so I'm not gonna.
I mean, I won't have to be worried about any details. We'll work out all the details, and it'll be one way or the other, okay?
At 1:30? Okay, before you all leave, I think you've got someone supporting you here in the back. Sir, can you tell me your name? Calvin Connors. Sir, were you recording?
Yeah.
Thank you. Were you recording these proceedings on your phone? Okay, but earlier when we were having the motions hearing, were you recording? Were you video recording? Okay. So you can't record. Couple of things that we can do. Thank you for being honest with me. It's punishable by contempt. I'm not going to hold you in contempt so long as we can get through this next part. The videos on your phone, are you willing to delete those either in front of Mr. Ratner or Mr. Waters? I'm sorry, Deputy Waters. Can you delete those in front? Don't do it right now. I want you to do it while they're watching so they can verify that those have been deleted, which will require you to show them those things on your phone, yes. And then watching it being erased.
Why can't I record?
It's by order of the chief judge. There's a lot of reasons, but we keep an official record, and that's being recorded here. We're live streaming, so you can watch it outside of the courtroom. And there's a chief judge and a chief justice order because of that live streaming that says that there are no recordings of our proceedings other than our official proceedings, right? Personally, from my point of view, it has nothing to do with our proceedings today. It seems pretty boring. Nobody would probably want to watch it ever again. But it's a chief judge and a chief justice order, so I'm honoring that. Okay. All right. So as long as you delete those in front of Mr. Ratner and Deputy Waters, we're good here. Once they've verified for me that those have been deleted, so you're free to go. We're good? Okay. Thank you. All right. Anything else for today?
For the people.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Worst sob sit ever. Worst sob sit we ever been through. He starts off, I am a living man, and that was it. Puttered out. He admitted to everything. Yeah, it was a good stop. He pulled me over. I knew my registration was bad. He had a driver's license. Ugh. No, I'm not going to get his sentence. We already know what's going to happen. He's going to take a time served and be on probation, which he's already on parole. I wonder if he's going to get revoked. His parole's going to get revoked because of this. I doubt it. It's just a traffic stop. But they could. It depends if he was a pain in the tush the last time and the judge has it out for him. But we learned something really important today. Make sure that you throw Hershey Kiss wrappers all over your car if you do fentanyl, which I don't suggest. I suggest you just don't do that to begin with. But make sure you have Hershey Kiss wrappers in your car. That won't help you, but it'll give you something to talk about in your trial. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Just this guy. Guys, thank you. Okay, V, you cannot also not leave wrappers on the floor of your car. That too. But if you're doing fentanyl, I don't think wrappers in your car is the biggest deal. Terry, thank you so much for the 10 joules, for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. What is today? What day are we on? We are on Thursday, guys. Go get Thursday. Tomorrow's the 3rd. And then we go into the 4th of July weekend. I hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you in the morning. Thanks for coming out, guys. I appreciate it. Bye.
Well, I thought I'd write a happy song. I found a chat room where I belong. You don't know how much it means to me. With such a groove, I'm less lonely. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At Court Vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her smile shines bright, she's got that grace. Come join the fun, it's a welcome and play. I can count on distraction from my pain, 'cause this creator takes you there and back again. Kathy is the heart here, always in stride. Her work is hard, but her joy she can't hide. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At Court Vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her style is classy, she's always top shelf. Don't take my word, come and see for yourself. Her cases are new with a twist or two. I really like them, I believe you will too. A little lifeline passed along in rhyme. Why don't you join us? It's a guarantee